Hello and welcome from Honeycroft. We are here today on this Wednesday evening for the Combined Counties League Division 1 clash between Langley and Westside. My name is Scott O'Neill and I'm here with Lewis Henderson. Lewis, how you doing?
Not too bad, Scott. How are you?
I'm good, mate. Are you looking forward to this one?
I very much am anticipating quite a few goals in this one. We know that both these sides know how to find the back of the net, particularly the away side, certainly treating us to some decent scorelines. Man, I'm going to be looking out for today is Alex Ford. 4 goals in his last 3 games. Somebody that Langley have definitely got to keep an eye on for.
Yeah, Alex Ford, the captain for the away side. He's their top scorer this season. He's really been leading from the front. Westside obviously sit third in the division. Langley 16th, but it's been a bit of a slide for Langley. They obviously got a good start to the season, winning their first 3 games. But since August the 10th, they've only had 1 win in all competitions, including a very embarrassing exit in the cup. New management, of course. How do you think they haven't seemed to settle at all, have they?
No, it's been tricky for them just trying to steady the ship, of course, coming in. You would have loved to have had a bit of a pre-season just to try and get that side molded. Of course, they've had to come in 3 or 4 weeks into the campaign. So it's been a bit tricky for them, and they've got another tricky test today because, of course, if Westside do win, they do go second in the division. So another tough test, but we'll see how Langley manager Michael East can line up his side.
Yeah, Michael East obviously taken over from Max Johnson, who took, I think, at least 10 players with him when he left. So it really was a makeshift turnaround, and it's not quite worked out for them yet. Langley playing in the red and white stripes with blue shorts and red socks. Interesting Atletico Madrid looking kit. And Westside in an all yellow strip, the away side. It's a nice, I like that yellow kit. That's a nice kit. Let me run through the lineups for you today. For Langley, we've got in goal Seth Hutchinson, Harrison Okwu, Anthony Mozzie, Simeon Armstrong, George Trant John, Jabari Ofosu Hernandez, Daniel Kone, Charlie Bradshaw, George Tucker, Craig Matthiason, and Max McGarvey. For the away side, Sebastian Hunt in goal, Shane Fernandez, Alan Sanchez, Charlie Foster, Emmanuel Florenzo, Johan Kirsten, Benjamin Anderson, Alex Ford, Joe Robertson, Alex Lever, and Kai George. Simeon Armstrong and Alex Ford, the captains. Langley will be shooting from left to right on this cold evening, but it does look nice out there on the 4G pitch under the lights. You always love playing in those conditions, don't you?
Yeah, I tell you what, under the floodlights, as you mentioned, 4G, so that ball is certainly going to move about, but there is quite a bit of wind this evening, so any long balls over the top are either going to get held up or they're going to rush straight on through, depending on what sides each side line up from.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the defence adapts early doors if the wind is an issue. Your referee today is Ivan Yordanov, and the teams are preparing for kickoff. It'd be last season they met twice, and Langley they won the spoils in both games with a late 90th minute winner and a 4-3 thriller in March. So I think Westside will be eager to take their chance at some revenge this season.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that will certainly be in their mind. They've got a big game at the weekend as well. Westside facing league leaders Windsor and Eton. That's always going to be a tough test. Of course, focused today against Langley, but that will certainly be in their mind, Scott, just trying to get one over on them.
Yeah, it's got to be in the back of their minds, especially considering they could go above them if they win today, like you mentioned earlier. Langley take a big win to get them flying high up the table, which I have to say I'm not expecting from them tonight. But you never know. You never know what happens in football, especially at this level. The referee's just doing the coin toss as we prepare for kickoff. I think it's interesting always when there's a new. They are switching sides. It's not something you see too often. So I'm gonna have to correct myself and say that Westside are shooting from left to right, and Langley from right to left. Do you think that's early mind games to do with the wind?
Oh, I was literally about to say, I reckon that's the wind. Just made sure it is, but it is a really blowy evening, so I reckon that has certainly played a factor in that decision making.
Another person I'm going to be looking out for today is the Langley goalkeeper, Seth Hutchinson. Had to come on in their last match when Burke went off injured. Do you think he's going to be a nervous first start, maybe?
There'll be a few nerves, but I think he'll be eager just to try and get a touch on the ball. I know it's weird for a goalkeeper to say, but if he has a quiet early 15 minutes, if Westside don't get up the field, then of course your hands start to get a little bit cold. The second you'll be called into action, it could be a bit of a surprise.
Yeah. The keeper's ready, the linos are ready, and we are underway with Langley kicking off. And we've seen an early ball already met out by the Westside defence. And here is Matthiasson. Look at the size of him. They call him the Viking here at Langley, and you can see why. And it's going to be an early throw-in for Westside down their right-hand side to be taken by Fernandez.
Wouldn't want to mark him, Scott, the Viking.
Right.
It's like a real handful.
And there is the captain, Simeon Armstrong, who sort of hits it. It's a good loop-up ball, but it's dealt with easily by the Westside defence. And here they go on the counter-attack on the left-hand side with Benjamin Anderson, but he's forced backwards to his left back. And they're keeping possession quite nicely now to start this one. It's always important, I think, to get the ball rolling, keep it among your back line with Sanchez and Foster there, just doing so. I think that's really important at this level to take an early control of the game. Yeah,
and you'd probably expect that from Westside, of course, the side playing in a lot more confidence at the moment. Just got to make sure they sit in and get themselves into this game.
I thought there was going to be a foul there as Ferronzo hit the deck. But here's the captain, Simeon Armstrong, who's already taken quite good control of the ball, but he can't quite find Daniel Kone down that right-hand side there. And just going back to what you were saying, keeping control, especially in a windy day like this, you don't want to be forced to be lofting the ball up as much as possible, just in case, because you don't really know what's going to happen. There's a front, a bit of a short throw there. Comes inside, but Charlie Foster deals with it well and goes back to his centre half. And he's dropping in quite a lot early on, Charlie Foster, as he finds Fernandez. He comes back inside, and it's more of that keeping possession out the back. And I think Langley will be wanting to get a touch on the ball early on here, especially given their recent record. But so far it's been a calm start from Westside. Do you think Westside will feel any pressure, and they're probably expected to quite easily win this one?
There certainly will be that element, and particularly when it's getting a little bit tight in around them playoff places, it will certainly be an opportunity for them. And they've got an early opportunity here as well from the set piece.
They do, it's a corner, and it's the captain going over to take it, Alex Ford. We know he likes a goal, but we're looking to provide an assist here early on. Only 3 minutes played so far, but it seems to be Westside dictating the tempo. As Ford clips it towards the middle of the goal. It's over the goalkeeper, but it's cleared off the line by the Langley defence. He's going in again. And it's away by the captain, Armstrong. He's quite tall. And I think it was him who got the one off the line as well. But I mean, it's not what the goalkeeper would want to start this one.
No, that's good defending there by the skipper, Armstrong. Certainly showing some real captain's contribution. But for Seth Hutchinson, that's not going to do his nerves any favours.
No, it's not, as Fernandez goes short with the throw and lost it into the area again. Can't find anyone. It's headed away quite easily by Langley. And the ball's out wide. It's lost it. They're going to be doing that cross early, and that's a good catch from Sean Hutchinson, which is going to do him the world of good. It's interesting to see the crosses coming in. Do you think that's going to be a big part of their game?
Yeah, definitely. And instantly just saw that there with Alan Sanchez. Really, really clever just to put the ball out wide, back out wide. And get back in towards that penalty area, certainly whipping in some balls in towards that 6-yard box, just trying to put pressure on Seth Hutchinson.
Yeah, definitely. As the ball trickles back to him now. He goes alongside to Trent John. He finds his fullback, Okwe. It's another lofted ball forward, trying to find Matthiasson, and it's fallen to him. Can't quite sneak it through, and he finds his captain. It's out to the left back, Anthony Mozzie. And a lot of the players going through Armstrong at the moment. It's a good ball forward there to the winger. This is the first real spell of possession from Langley. There's a good run forward there from the centre-back, Trant John. He's lost out and now he's out of position and Westside could be on the break. It's good feet. Good feet as he knocks it past the fullback. Can he reach it? It's a good cross into the area and it's a goal at the back post. A lovely counter-attack move from Westside, and it's Kai George again. I believe it's his 5th league goal of the season. It's a fantastic run down that left-hand side from Benjamin Anderson. Just completely knocked it past Okro like he wasn't there. Managed to reach the ball and send it to the back post where Kai George was waiting. And what a start for Westside. Exactly what we were expecting, wasn't it, Lewis?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's come from George Trant John driving forward and he misplaced his pass and Langley just seemed to switch off from there. Take nothing away from the fantastic run from Benjamin Anderson and a great ball as well in towards that far post. I mean, it's an easy finish in the end for Kai George, but that just seemed so straightforward for Westside.
It was, and like you say, with him being so far out of position, there was 2 players free at the back post. So even if he hadn't found Kai George, I think it might have been Joe Robertson making a run in as well. And it's just, they were so open at the back after he misplaced that pass. It was a good initial run from Trant John, but you've got to get back in position. They have got an advanced throw in here to be taken by Anthony Mozzie. They'll be eager to get back in the game as quickly as possible as they're 1-0 down and it's not even 10 minutes gone. Here it is. A good attack, and here's Armstrong, the captain. He's tried to force a shot away, and it's fallen back to Mozzie. Mozzie goes central to his winger, and he pulls it all the way back. And it's a good reset with Jabari Afosu Hernandez, and he finds Kone out wide. Good feet from Kone, but it's good defending from the left back, Alan Sanchez, and he wins a foul in a deep position for Westside, and that is exactly what Langley didn't do when Westside were attacking. It's good defending.
And I'll tell you what, Langley aren't moving the ball around too badly. Westside are set up very, very well. And they're causing a few problems for Langley to try and break them down. But it just seemed that in that moment, I know it came in the 5th minute for Kai George. Langley couldn't have done with that, but they haven't started the game too badly. Just given away a goal so early, and then we're playing catch-up for the remainder.
Yeah, it must be really frustrating for Michael East that it was an individual sort of error that gave them the chance. But Westside took it, and by the looks of their goal tally this season, it seems to be what they are accustomed to doing. As the goalkeeper goes long there. And they can't quite find him down the left-hand side. It was a great run, that, by Benjamin Anderson. I'm still thinking about that knock past the defender. It was lovely. Good goal. But Kai George made a brilliant run at the back post, and that's why he's got the 2nd best tally for his side this season. But it's once again controlled possession from Westside at the back, and that's good feet there. It's time for a Westside centre back to go on a run, but they've lost the ball. But they win it back through Shane Fernandez, and it's good. They're doing really well at winning the ball back in that midfield. At the moment, Westside, and it's out again to Anderson. He puts a similar ball in, but this time it's dealt with by the Langley defence. And it's going to go out for a throw, which he takes quickly to his fullback Sanchez. He comes inside, and here is Foloronso. It's a good little interplay to find the winger, and Kai George wicks it in, but it's a poor cross from him this time. But Langley can't get it away. And eventually they do find Garvey down his left-hand side. The first chance for him to run with it, really. But it's well covered from the centre-back. I'm not quite sure who that was. I think it might have been. I'm not too sure. I couldn't see the number on his back there. But it's a good clearance and it's good defending. And, I mean, once again, it's just winning the ball back. So like you said, Lewis, tenacious in midfield and getting that ball back. They seem to be set up quite well, Westside.
Yeah, and they're getting through the middle a little bit too easy here for my liking, Scott, and that's causing them to work through the flanks quite nicely as well. And for a moment, for a second, I thought Langley were going to do the reverse, but they're keeping possession super nicely, and Langley are trying to tuck infield to prevent what's happening through the middle, and then it's creating the space out wide, and it's causing multiple problems at the moment for Langley. It's a lot for Mike Lees, the manager, to have a think about.
Yeah, I agree. I think Emmanuel Folaronso is dropping in nicely. You can see him there in between his two centre-backs from Westside, and it's just creating the movement of the two ahead of him. And that's another good ball over the top for Anderson. He's trying that same cross every single time, but Langley have dealt with it a lot better this time. Here they are with Armstrong on the attack. But once again, it's that midfield three all closing him down, and Westside are able to win back possession quite easily. And that seems to be where they're dominating this game at the moment, in that midfield area.
Yeah, and it seems to me as well, the gap between Langley's midfield and defence is just too big at the moment. There's just so much room for Westside to try and operate in.
Yeah, I agree. For Langley, Armstrong's going forward. No, not Armstrong. Armstrong's going forward a lot and doing a lot in possession, but once he loses the ball or is tackled, there's that gap in midfield like you're talking about, and they're just exploiting and running through every single time. It's going to be a deep free kick from Westside, looking towards us. Good header. Oh, he's got up well there, but it's never really going to trouble the goalkeeper, that one. I think it might have been Robertson. No, it wasn't Robertson. I think it was Kirsten. But they are doing a long goal kick here from Langley. I mean, it's interesting. They've tried to play the ball a little bit. They've got a little bit of joy. Like you said, Lewis, they started okay in possession. So it's interesting to see them go long quite quickly. Just bounced all the way through next to nobody. I think Langley just trying to figure out what's going to work for them tonight, because Westside are set up very well.
It's a difficult one. I'd imagine going down the wings would probably be your best option, because it does look like to me the Westside fullbacks do like to try and push on. Seen that from Fernandez out on this right-hand side. He's trying to get involved with Kai George as much as possible. You can see that there, just him advancing in the picture. So that could be an opportunity for Max McGarvey, the number 11, just on your right, if he can work his way into a decent spot. But Langley have to get the ball back first, because Westside are really dominating things here.
Yeah, they really have. And I agree with what you're saying about McGarvey. We saw that one run from him. He looked quite quick. He looked like he had the beating just of Fernandez, who, like you say, is sitting quite high. But they're happy to keep the ball here and just play it around the back, and Langley are letting them. They're patient, and it's the same ball over the top again, looking for Anderson. Why change your winning formula? As he lost one towards the back post, and he's completely open. Kai George scores his second goal of the game, and where is the defence? Where is the defence? It's that same ball over the top to Anderson on the left-hand side, and he's a lovely outside of the boot Travella pass to Kai George, and he's just so open. Where was the defence, Lewis?
I don't know. It's simple, really simple for Westside. They're patient in their build-up. Then make that long ball forward, and Kai George, I mean, he's got all the space and all the time in the world to pick that one out into the bottom right corner. It's a simple goal. It's a really simple goal, and Langley just need to slow things down as much as possible, get themselves on the ball, just do anything else at the moment, because this could turn a little bit ugly for them.
I mean, it's already getting quite ugly early doors. I think when Kai George is in that position, you don't expect him to miss. And it's that same ball. I think it's Charlie Foster playing the ball over the top towards Anderson, and it's just working every single time. They're unable to stop it, and he's just going to keep if they don't sort something out here on this right hand side, because Okwo has been beaten nearly every single time. If the ball hasn't found someone in the box, it's been blocked by a centre back, and it's just beating him every single time. That's a long ball over the top to Kai George again. Kai George with a brilliant takedown. He's coming inside. It's a good strike. Oh, it's just wide from the number 9, Joe Robertson. That's his first real chance of the game, but once again, they're finding the wingers really well. It's a good little dribble inside And I thought I was going to nest in the top corner. I don't know about you, Lewis.
No, it's clever from Kai Georgia to make that move inside. Said it quite nicely to Joe Robertson. Difficult one to take first time. Was leaning back a little bit in the strike, but decent effort in the end.
Yeah, I thought he was going to nestle in the top corner, but I mean, when you're 15 minutes in and you're 2-0 up, you're going to start seeing more strikes like that. As the ball trickles out for a throw into Langley. That's going to be taken by Anthony Mozzi. He's not had the best start either defensively. Trying to deal with Kai George. I do wonder where he was for that second goal. It's looking like a long one into the area. Probably Matthias in the target. As someone goes to ground, but no complaints. And here we go again with a Westside counter-attack. As Johnson tries to feed the ball forward, but it falls to Kai George and he's well tackled. And once again, we're seeing a run from Trent John out of the back for Langley. He likes to do that. He gives it to his captain Armstrong. He finds Kone on the right-hand side. Kone's looked quite bright to start. A good little feat as he cuts in and switches it out to the left-hand side, but nobody's there. Nobody's there. And it's that final product once again that is lacking the team in red and white.
Yeah, it wasn't the best of passes in the end, was it, when moving in field? I just go back to what I was saying earlier, that gap between the midfield and defence, because there's so much room in the middle for Westside to try and get involved with. I can just see Charlie Bradshaw trying to do that job in the middle, but just trying to see what kind of shape they're playing, because if you look there, it's only Bradshaw. Now tucking inside there is Armstrong, but it's giving Westside a lot of space in the middle, and don't get me started with how much space they've got out wide as well.
You know, it is, and Bradshaw seems to be getting run around, doesn't he? Because Armstrong's stepping up, helping with the press. Look at, you can see him there trying to help Matthias in with that little advanced press. But here we see Foster with that ball again, and it's very good ball to find Anderson, but his control was just lacking this time, and Kirsten was able to win the header, and that was a high leap. I'm not quite sure who, but it's going to trickle out for a goal kick. Or is he? Yeah, is he? I'm not quite sure what he's. Did the ball not go out, or is it offside?
We will continue with a Langley goal kick. I think.
Oh, it is a goal kick. Yeah. To be taken by Seth Hutchinson, the standing goalkeeper has already conceded 2. Not what he would have wanted, but and the kick is once again won by Westside, but the loose ball falls to Afosu Hernandez. And it's a good feat from Kone as he attempts to get the cross in, but he can't beat the first man. And once again, Westside do well to keep possession, and it's going to go back to Foster and back to the goalkeeper, and once again it's calmed down by Westside. But he's gone long this time. I don't know if he's seen Kai George open. He gets the flick on, but nobody's there. But it's just come off the defender, and it's going to be a throw into Westside, but the Langley goalkeeper is down, which is not what you want to see, especially when it's your backup goalkeeper already in the goal, Lewis.
Oh, this could go from bad to worse for Langley. Seth Hutchinson going down. I think it's his right leg that he's feeling for a moment. I suppose it gives Langley an opportunity to have a word with their manager, Michael East, and get some feedback into how to deal with what's been going on so far. But if they're forced into a substitution with their goalkeeper, that could be catastrophic for them.
Yeah, I'm not saying it was tactical, but you did quickly see all the Langley players sprinting over towards their manager, who's got to be furious with this start. The gaps in midfield, like you keep saying, they've really let them down. And Kai George has just had so much space on this right-hand side. And Mozzie just doesn't seem to he's been going forward a lot. He doesn't seem to want to do any defending.
No, and it's been relatively simple, to be honest, for Westside. They've been sensible with how they've been playing out from the back, clipping it long when that press got a little bit high there from Langley, but when they haven't had any pressure on them, being very patient in their build-up. So they're doing all the right things at the moment, the away side. It's the home side that needs to try and work out how to respond a little bit better.
Yeah, I think the patience has been the key difference. When they've had the ball, they've been keeping it. They've not tried to force it. And Foster has seen that pass pretty much every single time to Anderson, and barring 1-1. And I mean, if more of that continues, it does spell trouble. As we are, I think, ready for the restart with a throw-in from Fernandez. Maybe a short to Johnson. Good feet from Robertson. It goes all the way back. And it's run through, but the goalkeeper's got good clearance on that. And it's going to trickle out of play for a Langley throw-in.
Yeah.
And I think the captain Armstrong is down. Simeon Armstrong. I'm not sure if they're calling over the physio or not. There's a couple of Westside players talking to him. He's been key. They don't want to lose him, even though he does need to help Bradshaw out a little bit in that midfield, don't you think?
He does. He's keen to try and get forward, but with getting forward, it's leaving some room in behind. But he's certainly a player that's heavily involved so far in this first half. He's a key player for Langley. There's no doubt about that.
And he's holding his groin, which is hopefully it doesn't get any worse. There's another long ball from the Westside goalkeeper Hunt. It's back out wide with Anderson, who's caused so much trouble so far. And he's linking up well with his fullback, who's almost slipped over. There's great feet from Sanchez, and he's actually gone back as well. And Westside once again will look to keep possession at the back with their goalkeeper. That's out once again to Fernandez on this right hand side. He likes to go forward, and it's a good ball towards Kai George, who's been the real danger man so far. Can he reach it? No, it's just trickled out of play. I thought he was going to reach that. Oh, but the flag has gone up. I thought he was going to reach that, but it is a goal kick, unfortunately. And Kai George is the real danger man, but he's got a bit quiet in the last 10. Hasn't really done much.
Yeah, trying to shift it out on that right-hand side. I suppose George will know he'll get a few more chances before the end of this first half. We've still got plenty to play.
Another long ball. It's dealt with well by the Langley defence. He's going to trickle back to Fernandez. He looks forward this time, and it can't quite find George, so it's going to be a Langley throw-in to be taken by Anthony Mozzi. He looks long. It's headed on by Mathiasson. He's going to win most of the headers, to be honest, that he's involved with. But nothing quite comes to the flick, and it's out on the left-hand side with Sanchez again. He goes forward to Anderson, who's causing all sorts of problems, and he's clipped there. Ooh! He might have just got a touch on the ball to fullback Okwo. But that looked for a minute like it was going to be bad to worse for Langley there. What did you think about that one, Luke? Do you think that was a penalty?
It would have been soft, in my opinion. There didn't seem too many complaints, but besides Ben Anderson's. So I think the referee, Ivan Yordanov, has got that one right. But again, that's a warning sign for Langley. They do need to really marshal up at the back.
Yeah, they certainly do, because Anderson, once again, is causing all sorts of problems. But Westside, they must have had so much possession just within their back four. Every single time it's coming out to Fernandez, and he's either going forward or getting it back inside to Foster to look forwards. For Lorenzo, sorry. And here we go. There's a lovely pattern of play there in the midfield. And once again, Bradshaw's been run around. It's a good ball forward, but they're trying to gamble on that back post area where Kai George is just free every single time. And here is Fernandez, but he can't quite find the ball forward, but it's passed straight out of play. Straight out of play by Anthony Mozzi, and that is frustrating to see from a Langley point of view. The throw-in's gone all the way back to their goalkeeper, and he's looked towards the left-hand side. There's a lot of space over there. And there has been all game, to be honest. Okwo never looks quite sure whether he's meant to be coming forwards or not, but that's a fantastic tackle. And here's Mathiasson. And he can't quite get it under control. McGarvey, who's come very far inside. It's a loose pass forwards, and Mozzie attempts the ball forwards into his striker, but it's going to trickle onto the goalkeeper. That's good. Winning. That's the first time we've seen them really winning the ball back in midfield, looking like they want to get the ball back when they lose it, Lewis, and that's what's been going wrong so far.
Yeah, it's a small positive, but what they really need to do is proper pounce when they have it and make it count, because they're getting the ball for a real scarce time so far in this game. I'd probably estimate that Westside have had at least 75% of the ball so far. So when they do get the ball, Langley, they really have to make it count.
I mean, they've struggled to find a striker, Mathiasen, at all. And I mean, like you said early on about the wingers, look at the size of him. He's taller than everyone in that back line. Get some crosses in. Surely he's good in the air. We've seen him win a few flick-ons already and 50-50s. Why not start playing the ball out wide? Try and get the ball in the box.
Well, even play it to his feet, play it to his chest. He'll be able to hold it up. He's a big old lad, isn't he? So certainly use his strength, and they might be able to do so here.
Oh, but it's good play by. Oh, it's good feet from Fernandez. He brings it down, and it's a lovely touch, isn't it? As he's able to just play it outside to Charlie Foster, and it's back through the captain Ford. Ford's a name we haven't mentioned too much. He's sitting quite deep. He's not getting really into those advanced areas. Does that surprise you a little bit, as it's just gone down for a Langley free kick?
A little bit. I suppose he's not getting involved as in an advanced position, maybe. I guess the others are really doing that job, particularly Ben Anderson when he's taking on people, and Kai Georges seems to always be there, right place, right time to finish off them chances. But go back to that touch there from Fernandez. That wasn't step 6 there. That was a proper nice bit of skill there, Scott.
It really was a lovely touch, wasn't it? And it's good pressure from Kone, but it's going to be a throw-in. And he's won the throw-in. No, he hasn't. It's going to be a Westside throw-in. I think Kone was as confused as me there. But it's good press again, and Langley are able to win it, and they're just going to try and keep hold of the ball. Okpo looking for something. He's trying to find Kone. He's just gone out of play. And it's another poor ball forwards. Kone has looked like their brightest spark, but I do want to see some more balls into the feet. And Mathiasen is complaining right now. I think he wants them to start looking inside and try and find him.
I think Langley have had a slight change in shape now, because Max McGarvey has come up top with Craig Mathiasen. So I presume they've gone 4-4-2, I'd guess, just to try and shore things up with 2 banks of 4. But they do need to get these forwards involved a little bit better.
Yeah, I'd assume that was what happened when Seth Hutchinson was down and they all ran over to the goalkeeper. But I'm surprised at how high Armstrong continues to play when the midfield just isn't midfielding. They're not winning the ball back enough, and they're getting triangle passed around. But that's an interesting decision, because McGarvey was having a bit of joy with his pace down this side. So maybe they're trying to play him in behind, clip the balls in, but it's just going to annoy Mathiasen even more, I think. As we see flick on, that's a poor clearance there, and it's going to be a Langley throw-in just their side of the halfway line. We've now had about half an hour and still no real Langley threat. It's another flick on which they don't meet. That will be another throw. And so he's grabbed quite a few yards there. I'd be complaining if I was playing against him. But they're doing well here, getting a succession of throw-ins to get them up the pitch. Round of applause from one of the 2 spectators there. It is a cold evening. I hope they're wrapped up warm. As Okru gets to cross in towards the back. Oh, it's a really poor cross, isn't it? That's just going to frustrate your 2 front men even more. You finally get them all the way up the pitch and in a good position to put it in the box. And that's what your fullback doesn't. I can imagine Sebastian Hunt's going to take a while getting this ball back as well.
Yeah, he didn't really get himself set there. Arkwood, they did well to create a little bit of space on that right-hand side. Langley just couldn't quite produce the final product that they needed, but maybe a little bit of a positive that they were able to manoeuvre that into a half-decent position.
Their first chance to get it into the box, but nothing comes of it. And here, well, it's certainly interesting to see. Trent John had all the time in the world there to try and play it back to his goalkeeper, but maybe there's not the trust quite there because he was desperate to try and play it back down the line. And it's ended in a Langley throw-in, but I'm surprised he didn't just lay it back to his goalkeeper like Westside have been doing.
I'm not sure if it's a left-footed centre-half, a bit more of a trickier ball to play when you're facing that way, but still maybe knock it back on your right and then Hutchinson can pump it forward. But
just keep the ball.
For sure, yeah.
I don't know. Well, he's going to take this free kick with his right foot as he looks forward. And it's a good header. Oh, the flick on again is... They're getting up for the flick on Mathiasson, but it's never led to anything. As a goalkeeper has to think quickly to get that ball in his hands. And here's Foster. He's going to play that ball again and look for Anderson. But Okra is there this time to head it out the stadium. And a new ball will be required for this Westside throw-in. As we approach the 40-minute mark.
Must get through a few balls. Must get through a few balls here, don't they? Eh? Must be. Must have plenty stored and ready.
I mean, I hope they don't have to whip out the pink balls we saw them warming up with beforehand, because that's certainly going to hurt the eyes of the viewers. But there is this? The ref's just having a little word. I think it's a free kick. This is a dangerous position. The ref's having a little stretch by the looks of things. But is this another chance to make it 3-0? You expecting this to go all the way to the back post?
I'd imagine. So I think Alex Ford is just going to put this right on Seth Hutchinson and get him to work.
Yeah, always gone short. And the strike is blocked from Charlie Foster, but it's bounced into a dangerous area and Kai George is fighting for it. But Mozzie does well just to get it away and give it to his captain Armstrong. He's giving it back to Mozzie, and that's good defending from Langley, which will do them the world of good as they come inside and Armstrong's on the board again. Just seen Bradshaw make a forward run. It seems to be that every single time they win the ball in that midfield area, the other one's bombing on. And that's probably the root of their problems with all the gaps at the back. But Hutchinson finds Fernandez once again, Fernandez has been open the entire game, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's had a lot of space on that right-hand side, keeping the ball quite nicely too. And that's pretty much been Westside's story throughout this first half, keeping the ball relatively well.
I'm not sure if that Westside story was an intended pun, but I certainly enjoyed it.
I can promise it wasn't.
As Langley looked to play out with Kone, he gives it to Mathiasson. It's a baggy touch, and he's lost the ball, but he's done well to put pressure on. And look at that run from Foloronto. He's desperate to win that ball back. He's found himself in the most advanced position of the game so far. After the pressure put on from Mathiasson forced him to his first real baggy touch. He's been quite good, I think, just holding the ball, keeping the play ticking in that midfield. He's back in position now as once again Fernandez is completely open. He's got so much space to run forward. He gives it to Kai George. George attempts to beat Mozzie, but it's easily dealt with by Trent John, who does well to beat Kai George again with a little dink over him. That's dangerous play, especially when you're 2-0 down. But Mathiasson's header does find McGarvey for the first real time. And he's out wide. He's going to look to cross the ball. And it bounces all the way through to Kone. He finds Mathiasson. Chance. Oh, it's well blocked. And it's the first real chance we've seen. That's dangerous play there from Fernandez to go backwards in that position under pressure. But it's the first real chance and the first real cross in the box. And it's caused issues for Westside. But here they are on the counter-attack with Anderson once again. He's slipped it through. Oh, it's great feet from the number 9. Oh, and it's straight at the goalkeeper. Joe Robertson with some great feet, but the strike was poor. First of all, what about that chance? First time we've seen Langley cause any problems at the back for Westside.
Yeah, we were saying, wasn't it? Play into Craig Mathieson, use his height, use his strengths, and they used that very well. Max McGarvey with some great play on that left-hand side as well. Great whipping towards that penalty area. Just didn't fall for them in the end. But Westside with a pretty decent counter-attack. Joe Robertson with some great feet, and there's a good save in the end from Seth Hutchinson. This game suddenly picked up its pace in a moment of just 30 seconds.
Yeah, it definitely has. Oh, it's a lovely ball from Foster to find it. And it's good feet again, but it's blocked by, as it's gone over, it's blocked by Trent John. But, I mean, Robertson with good feet once again there. Mathieson with good feet in the other area. That's what we want to see. You're getting the ball into your strikers' feet and seeing what they can do. But, once again, Langley are in trouble with a corner here, which I presume will be taken by Alex Ford for Westside.
Got to get tighter to Joe Robertson, though. He has too much time to take a touch and turn, get right up behind him and just try and force him back.
Yeah, Trent John having to cover for. And it's a goal! Oh, it's a lovely header. He towered over absolutely everyone. It's a lovely, quick corner towards the near post. And I didn't quite see. Did you quite catch who that header was?
Charlie Foster, I think it was. Charlie Foster. Wow, I believe it looked like there was two. Anyway, it was a delicious little header right in towards that far post.
I mean, he's towering above all his teammates there, and it's exactly what you want to see from a corner. Alex Ford, it was pinpoint, wasn't it? The one man you want to hit, and he's found him perfectly. We will confirm who it is as soon as we know. It's one of the centre-backs. I'm not too sure.
It's Johan Kirsten arriving. Absolutely brilliant from him.
It was a lovely flick-on header, and the troubles go from bad to worse. 3-0 before half-time. What can Langley do now? They have got a bit of urgency about them here with some great feet from Mathieson and strength, and he's just about squeezed it forward to Armstrong. I think it's the referee giving a foul. I think it's going to be a free kick to, is it Langley? Yeah, Mathieson was manhandled a little bit there, and I don't think it was actually him that ended up playing the ball forward, but that's the first bit of real strength and getting the ball into him that we see from him, the Viking, and that's going to do Langley the world of good. The quick reaction to that goal, which is not something we saw from either of the other two, was it?
No, and it gives him the opportunity to swing this one in towards the penalty area with Tucker.
He's taking it quick. I mean, Mozzie was completely free there, but I feel like he had to be offside. It looked like a good line from Westside. But I mean, that's another chance that's gone a begging for Langley. You gotta take your chances when you're 3-0 down before half time.
We weren't the only ones that thought that Charlie Foster was the one that got on the end of that, because it's just been updated on online that Charlie Foster got that goal. Well, I want to say it was Johan Kirsten. It was a bit of a mess in there, wasn't it, Scott? Someone did rise above.
I agree with you. I think it was Kirsten. But that's a very good tackle from Ofosu Hernandez, and that's the first real time he's shown what he's capable of, stopping that forward run from Ford, which we know can be a dangerous one. And it's going to be another dangerous throw-in from Alan Sanchez, and Langley will be desperate to not go from worse to worse to worse. Some good feet there between the two of them, Sanchez and Anderson, as someone goes down, but it's a good tackle again. And it is going to trickle out of play for yet another corner. Are we going to see the same routine, trying to find that flick on at the near post from Kirsten?
Well, they've got to be a bit more aware, don't they, Langley? But that was fantastic defending there from Armstrong, positioning himself very, very well indeed and getting the block in. But they've got to be aware from this corner because it's going to cause them more problems.
Alex Ford set to take again. He's whipped it near post. It was bounced all the way through. And Westside regroup here around the edge of the area, and it can't quite squeeze it through. But they will win Charlie Foster will win a throw-in for Westside in another dangerous area. I mean, this is not what you want when you've gone 3-0 down. Armstrong did get him up, get him going straight away, but since then, Westside have just slumped back into their usual play. And Fernandez will go short. It's a bit of a loop throw in that one. I'm not sure, but I think that slipped out of his hands a little bit. But he's found Kai George. Good pass. Good 1-2 as George has it again. He can't quite get the cross in. A few of his crosses seem to be just hitting that first man. And here's Charlie Foster. That's his good feet from him. It's a left-footed ball towards the middle, but it's dealt with by Fossey Hernandez. I think it's just going to go out for yet another corner. And it's a succession of corners now for Westside. And you just got to fear it's going to... Langley will be desperate not to go in at 4-0 down. And do you think this will be any different of an outswinging corner this time from Ford? Or will he still be trying to hit that near post?
They've certainly got a few different kind of set-piece tactics in their arsenal. We saw one be cut towards the edge of the penalty area as well, didn't we? Not too long ago. Seth Hutchinson needs to be a little bit bolder, though.
As he whips it in, and it's in the post, it's gone in! I'm not sure who got the original flick on, but is that Kai George again? No, I can't. Once again, I think it may have been Kirsten, but they all look so unbothered about it. I'm expecting to see someone getting a little bit excited there, but it's a little flick on, and it's just fallen to him, and it's a bullet header in off the post. Nothing, once again, it's not commanding at all from Hutchinson in the goal. And it's looking, it was, I believe, Charlie Foster that time, maybe. Oh no, I believe it was the number 9, Joe Robertson. Yeah, it was Joe Robertson with the header in off the post. And they look so just nonchalant about that. What do you make of that header? Yes.
Well, it's another tough one for Langley to take. They need to get in at half-time now. They need to regroup and really have a think about how they're going to tackle this second half. Then he got in behind there.
Yes, good ball over the top from Armstrong, but McGarvey's gone down, and since going into that front two, McGarvey's barely touched the ball. He's we assume a winger naturally, but he's not enjoying his time up top with Matthewson. But he did almost get in there, and he's limping away. He's holding the bottom of his back. So we hope he's okay to continue. But it's just, the manager must be absolutely furious. They've just about managed to snuff out those attacks from the wings. And then 2 set-piece goals, and it doubles their disadvantage.
I tell you what, I've watched that goal back about 15 times, just trying to stick to it. Again, it was a mess. I want to say it went down as an own goal.
An own goal? That would explain the lack of celebration. I thought it might have just been Joe Robertson. He was the one everyone was giving the high fives to. But it really was a mess at the back, wasn't it? And that's a bad touch from the goalkeeper, but he's managed to get it away. And here's Anderson. He looks forward, and it just keeps slipping through that midfield, doesn't it? Like a knife through butter. And once again, Fernandez has the reign of this side, and he's put under pressure this time by Muzzy, who's left a big gap in behind him. There's a good box press on from Langley. That's the first time we've seen that. But I mean, at 4-0 down, they've got to do everything they can to get more possession of the ball.
Well, I suppose if they take a different kind of approach, if they go a little bit higher, try and engage with Westside at a different area of the field, because they're having to sit deeper than probably they would like, and they're constantly chasing backwards. But they're in possession now, and this is an opportunity to move through the middle.
Yeah, it's good feet there from Armstrong, and it's out wide with Muzzy trying to beat Fernandez, and he's gone all the way back. That's a bit of a baggy touch, but it's a good ball through to Armstrong again, who's heavily involved in every single attack. And Muzzy manages to tackles himself there, and it's going to fall loose, but Langley just about keep the ball with Armstrong with some good strength, but it's cleared away again, all the way back to Okra. He's just about managed to keep possession as well, and Trant John will look for the big switch. It's getting a bit... Every time Langley go forward, it's a bit scrappy, but they've won the ball back once again. And it's just interception city at the moment in there, the turnover after turnover. And finally, Westside are able to get away. And here's Robertson, who may have a goal to his name. And he's been brought down in an array of complaints from the benches behind. which will continue as it's just a throw-in.
Yeah, I can understand that as well, to be honest. I thought he did really, really well there, Joe Robertson, to hold up the ball and draw a foul, but no foul given right in front of Westside's manager, Steve Walters, so I can understand his frustration, because I thought that was a free kick, to be honest.
So did I, and he was jumping up and down. And it didn't sway the referee's mind as it comes back to Hutchinson, and he looks long again. Bouncing around every time. The first and second ball seem to be won by Westside. But we're seeing more aggression from Langley now, more tenacity and attempts to win the ball back in that middle area, which, like we just said, is desperation times for them. It's not a position you want to be in. Going in at half-time, we're just about the 45-minute mark now. As Langley, they're going to have to change a lot in the second half. I don't know what the opposite of a new manager bounce is, but it's certainly what's going on at Langley at the moment. It's another long ball from Sebastian Hunt, looking towards Kai George. And it's picked up in midfield, but it's tackled again. And Mozzie and Armstrong seem to be involved in absolutely everything, and it's another forward ball forwards from him. The captain looks the most frustrated one out there for Langley, and do you think he's going to have a few words at half-time to try and sort them out? Because he's been shouting at them out on the pitch.
Yeah, he certainly will be a vocal point in the dressing room. I'll be interested to get in the mind of what Armstrong thinks in how this first half has planned out and how they're going to deal with the second. They've got a corner to deal with first, though.
I mean, we've got a mixture of the two styles of play from Westside there. That ball to Anderson once again on the left-hand side. Beats his man, but wins the corner this time. And can it go from 1 to the other? Can they make it 5 just before the break? If Ford's previous corners are anything to go by, there's a good chance of that. It's deeper this time. And it's a poor header back from, I believe it was Foloronso. And it's going to be a Langley goal kick, possibly to end the half. A very poor half from a Langley perspective. As Hutchinson goes along. And once again, this was the first 2 flick-ons are once again Westside. And that's sort of a hit and hope forward ball there that's just going to trickle through to Hunt, who's taken as much time as he wants on the ball. He's inviting those strikers up to him. Matthewson looks fed up. I can't say I blame him. That's a good flick on. He's doing well to try and win the ball back every single time. It's a nice dink through from Fernandez to find Kai George. The Westside will just maintain the ball and come out to that left-hand side with Sanchez. And here he is again, gives it to Anderson. Anderson looks for the run of Sanchez. They've linked up very nicely down that left-hand side, haven't they, Lewis?
Oh, absolutely. There's been so much good play from a Westside perspective. And a man I just wanted to pick out there is Fernandez. He's probably going to be an unsung hero today, but he's been so good with keeping possession for Westside and shifting things on this right-hand side. But as you mentioned, on the left, Sanchez moving it well, and Ben Anderson has been an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, Anderson has been a nightmare. But I do agree with you with Fernandez. He looks so calm on the ball. He's doing little dink passes over people's feet. It's always frustrating to play against someone like that who just does little passes. But it is now the end of the first half, which was an absolute domination from Westside. The referee calls Holton. If I'm the Langley manager, I'm telling them to sprint in right now because there is a lot that needs changing. But as Yordanov calls it at half-time, it is Langley 4, Westside 0. Lewis, what would you be saying from a Westside point of view? Do you reckon there was any complacency seeping in?
No, I think it will just be continue what they're doing. At the moment, they're going into second place in the league. And potentially, manager Steve Walters will have eyes on Saturday when they face Windsor and Eton, which will be a really, really tough game. So maybe we'll see some substitutions from that perspective later on. But no, certainly will be more of the same for Westside.
Yeah, maybe it will be. Oh, hopefully from their point of view. But Michael East, if you want to hear what he's saying, just stand by the tunnel because I assume it's going to be quite loud. But we will be taking a short break and we'll be back with you for the second half shortly. It is Langley 0, Westside 4.
There's a metro station nearby. There's a metro. So many people trying to get in there. It's brilliant, the atmosphere. Yeah, we were on the middle tier in an executive bit. Yeah, but you're not just on your own, with other people, so it's quite good. I mean, the guy with us. Yeah. even. Took the unbelievable stuff.
Hello and welcome back for the second half of this Combined Counties League Division 1 tie at Honeycroft. And it's a bit of a one-way traffic in the first half, with Westside racing to a 4-0 lead before the break. Langley looked very poor defensively, and Westside were the first team out, straight out in their all-yellow strip, now shooting from right to left. And Langley still in their red and white shirts, blue shorts, red socks, shooting left to right. Anderson came out doing a lot of stretching on that halfway line, a lot of moving about. You can tell it's a cold night, can't you? Look at them all trying to keep warm just before we kick off here for the second half. I mean, are you expecting more of the same, Lewis, in this half? More easy football from Westside, keeping possession and scoring some goals?
You'd imagine so. Let's see what I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in that Langley dressing room. I think they've made a change at half time as well. You can see that. McCarthy.
Owen McCarthy. I'm going to guess it was Max McGarvey who's gone off. Maybe he's more of a natural striker. And we're underway here. Westside get us underway. And straight away, they are attempting to keep possession at the back as they did that entire first half. And here is Johnson Reed back to his goalkeeper. And he'll look long straight away towards Anderson. It's a good start for Okru, who's won that header, which is not what he did at the start of the first half. We'll let you know as we find out if any more substitutions did occur, but I believe for now. And as the goalkeeper's put under pressure there, he's done really well to come out of that. I'm not quite sure how he managed to get put under pressure there by his defence, but it was good for you. And it's good pressing, and that's what you want to see from a substitute. Owen McCarthy straight away doing his manager proud.
You said about complacency at the end of that first half there, Scott. Sebastian Hunt just needs to be a little bit careful, because that was a bit of a risk, particularly at this moment of the second half, right at the very beginning. There's one thing playing with confidence, but there's another thing that's going one step too far with that.
Yeah, he was playing with fire a bit there, but he's put under pressure, I think, a little bit by Kirsten. But that's a good little interplay as Kai George is sent on a good run to start the second half. He'll be eager to get that match ball. As a few loose headers fall for Westside to play in. George, he sort of lashes it, and it's put over the bar. Oh, Anderson, he's done so well in providing chances. But once again, there's so much space at the back post, and Kai George is trying to repay the favour and give him a goal. But how has he put it over from there, Lewis? How?
Yeah, instantly you saw his reaction. His hands on his head. That's frustrating for Ben Anderson, because he's been so good in this game. Deserves to get on the score sheet. Huge chance. Connected with the ball well, but just didn't get the direction that he wanted on it.
It is, but it's a worrying start for Langley, who may be in here as Kone does a little step over. He sort of played himself into trouble there, and he's forced backwards to his captain Armstrong. He's got three men around him as well to keep hold of the ball, but then he gets a bit. I don't think he's aware. That's great battling from Anderson. But Armstrong maintains strong. That's a nice ball forward towards the substitute McCarthy. He does okay, but loses possession again, and Westside are able to play out. I mean, McCarthy, look at him. He's chasing the ball down there. He looks like he's come on with a point to prove. He's eager to help his side get back into the game. And that's a loose pass. Is the goalkeeper going to get there? No, he's not. Robertson wins it, but he can't quite fall for him. And the linesman has signalled for a foul on Anthony Mozzie, but that was another lack of concentration from Langley at the back. They have not started defensively how you want to when you're coming out in this position.
No, Anthony Mozzie there just not looking over his left shoulder and seeing that Joe Robertson had read that pass. Seth Hutchinson came so far out of his goal, took a risk, it paid off in the end, but again, there is just a lack of concentration at the back.
It was a lack of concentration indeed, but I think I would just give a bit of credit to Hutchinson. I think he managed to drop a little shoulder, and he's really high up again. as he clears the ball. But I think he dropped a little shoulder just to keep Joe Robertson from turning and playing somebody into an empty net. But Langley playing with fire at the start of the second half. They've 2 great chances already for Westside. This could be a cricket score if they keep defending like this. That's a good little feat there from Bradshaw. But the lump forward is just going to fall easily for Johnson Reed, and he goes back to his goalkeeper. Much more time on the ball this time. It's a good little touch from Sanchez. Positive play. Finds Anderson. He beats Ukwo just. And he's still got to go at him again. And he gets to cross in. And it's cleared at the near post. And it stayed in play. That's a dangerous header to do in your own penalty area. As he's gone down. And it's a penalty to Westside. It goes from bad to worse. It really does. Fuller Alonso manages to latch on. Why are you doing a header in your own penalty area there towards 2 opposition players? Fuller Alonso beats the Langley player, I believe it was Okwo, correct me if I'm wrong, to the ball, and he just takes him out, and it's always going to be a penalty, Lewis.
Yeah, it was Daniel Kone who it looked like to me just tried to pull out from the challenge at the very last moment there, Scott, but he just lunged in. And hey, it's going to be an opportunity for Kai George to get his hat-trick.
It is going to be Kai George. Ford took the penalty in their win in their last game. But George struck, and it's a save! It's a fantastic save from Seth Hutchinson, and that is now 3 chances that have gone begging for Westside at the start of this second half, and it will not be the hat-trick just yet for George. The penalty wasn't quite in the corner, but it is really well to get down and save it there, Seth Hutchinson. And is that going to spring Langley back into this game?
I could certainly give them a real vote of confidence. It wasn't a good penalty there by Kai George. Didn't have much power on it, and it was a comfortable one for Seth Hutchinson down towards his left-hand side. Take nothing away from the save, though. It is a very good stop, but that wasn't the best of penalties from Kai George, and I'm sure he'd be the first to admit that.
No, it wasn't at all, and I don't think he is a normal penalty taker. He just wanted the hat-trick, but I don't think he'd be on another one, as there's a road clearance from Seth Hutchinson goes out of the stadium once again. Another ball needed, but I mean, take nothing away. You can only stop what's in front of you. And he got down well, strong hand, pushed it to the side as well. And Langley were able to clear, but they're straight back under the pressure again here from Westside. And I mean, the second half's barely started, and it could be 7-8-0 already. It's good strength from Fuller-Alonso there. He comes back to Sanchez, and that's a great feat under pressure there. And he's got it back again. It's a lovely ball forward from Foster. And here is Anderson. Can he cause some damage? As he lets it towards into the space, and he finds his captain Ford. He goes on a little run. He's clipped, but nothing waved on from the referee. There's a little bit of a loose pass there to Sanchez, but he wins another corner. And we know what they can do from these.
Yeah,
Dangerous.
Got to be alert here, doesn't he, Seth Hutchinson? They've gone short with this one.
They haven't. Ford's still going to whip it in. And Hutchinson, maybe with some newfound confidence, catches that one quite easily. I mean, it's interesting to see them changing the technique. And like I said the first time, why would you change a winning formula? But they've tried to change it there, and it's not quite. Neither of the short ones have paid off, have they? So far. And that's a loose touch from Kirsten, and Salvat Mathiasson is unable to get past the high press. From the midfield from Westside has been phenomenal today. All of them, Fuller-Alonso, Foster, and Anderson in there. No, not Anderson. Sorry, Ford in there. They've just every time there's been a loose ball, they've been on it, and that's where they're winning the game. It's a long ball forward, looking for Anderson once again, but he can't quite reach that one. He's going to get tired of all these sprints forward, Anderson, as Hutchinson under pressure. I mean, Langley attempting to play out the back now, and that's the most composed they've looked at the back at all. As Mozzie, he tries to look forward, but he can't. He has to find Armstrong. Nice little dummy there from him. A loose pass to Kone, which will allow Okuru to go on the run on his right-hand side, and Kone's used him. He's got a bit of space. He's got to cross in early, or the goalkeeper's come for it, but it's headed clear, and a strike. Oh, and it's a great block. Did he take that one in the face? I mean, the goalkeeper came for it, but it was headed clear by, I believe, Kirsten. And then the second strike, I think he's just dived across and did it hit him in the face? It's a corner for Langley either way.
Face, torso, any part of the body. I mean, it's absolutely brilliant, isn't it? Saving Sebastian Hunt's clean sheet at the moment.
Yeah, dying for the badge there. Charlie Bradshaw has had to leap over the fence to go and receive the ball. It's due to no spectators really there to give it back to him, but he'll be looking to cause some damage. There's not many corners so far for Langley by my remembrance. So it'll be interesting to see what Bradshaw does with this one. Is the referee just having a talk to someone? Oh, he slipped. It's a scuffed corner. It's not a very good one, but it has fallen all the way through to Mathiasson. He tries to take on his man. It's a good cross in. Oh, and it's just today at the post. Oh, it's a good glancing header at the near post. It was a lovely ball in from Mathiasson. Didn't quite see who made contact with him. It bounced out somehow. I think it might have hit the post.
And Craig Mathiasson did so well there to keep the play alive and drill it in towards that near area. And you are correct, it did ricochet off the post. I say it came off the head of Owen McCarthy, who rose quite nicely.
Yeah, I was going to say McCarthy. I think he started. Oh, and that's a really poor touch by Hutchinson. He's put his. Is it gone out of play? He's given it out for a corner. Seth Hutchinson, you've just made yourself the saving grace for your side at the start of this half, and that's a really poor one to give away. You don't want to be giving away cheap corners like that.
No, they are gonna leave this one for the outswing delivery. This could be a problem here, Scott.
I think it might be with Ford once again setting up. We know he's got a good delivery on him. And here it is. Oh, it's shot's bouncing and it's in. It's a goal and it's a lovely flick on from Emmanuel Foloronzo, and he really deserves that goal today. He's been everywhere on the pitch, winning the ball back, playing balls forward, and it looked like he sort of scuffed the corner. It sort of bounced past the first two players, but it's a lovely ball across. He kicks it across his body into the far top corner, and it's 5. What do you make of that, Lewis?
I mean, that's a fantastic finish, isn't it? From Foloronzo. Fantastic running towards that near post, gets good contact on it, diverts it towards goal. Again, you've got to question the Langley defending, but take nothing away from the finish. That's instinctive, it's clever, it's a really, really good goal.
Yeah, instinctive is the right word there, and you can see how much he enjoyed it. And I mean, it's been a terrible start to the second half from Langley. You can probably expect some changes, but that's all come from Seth Hutchinson completely scuffing a simple pass and giving away a corner out of nothing. But here is some more good feet from Mathiasson. But he's crowded again by those 3 midfielders, and Charlie Foster turning left and right, pass 1, pass 2. Brilliant play, and now he's tried to set through his winger Anson. He can't quite, but that is just a display of this Westside midfield and how fantastic they've been today, isn't it?
Yeah, they've really been dominating things in the middle of the park. They've got some defending to do.
He's spotted a great ball in. Oh, he's completely free in the middle. He's put it wide. Oh, how's your luck? Bradshaw was so open on that right-hand side, and he put the ball in. It was a slide in. I'm not sure if you caught who that was, Lewis, but he just didn't connect with it at all, and it's trickled out to the left-hand side. It's poor.
No, it's a huge chance, isn't it? I want to say it might be for Max McGarvey, who just won the header there. Just didn't set himself, didn't get the shot away. That was a great opportunity.
I mean, when the luck's not there, it's not there. He got in the position, but I might have came off his studs rather than proper connection. But either way, it's a positive from Langley. He looked to have stepped up the tempo once again. Armstrong is at the heart of everything, the captain. And it's interesting to see Bradshaw seems to be peeling out to this right-hand side quite often now. He can't play it through to Kone, but he's happy with the effort from his midfielder. There's a substitution for Westside by the looks of this thing. And Joe Robertson is the one leaving the field. Whether it was his goal or wasn't, he's had a decent half, and It's going to give him a chance to have a little rest, which I think he's deserved. I mean, most of the players been going out wide rather than through the middle, but he's been in the positions. He's had some good feet in the area, and hopefully he gets credited with a goal. I can't quite see where calculators who's come on yet. We will confirm that for you when we know. I think it is. I'm not quite sure, but here is the players back underway, and it's gone out wide to Max McGarvey, who's beaten the first man. That's a good play. And has the referee stopped it? Yeah, he has, and it's going to be a throw-in. So we can confirm that Max McGarvey is still on the pitch. He's just switched out to the left-hand side. We believe George Tucker was the one who made way at half-time for Owen McCarthy. And I think McGarvey will be happy to be back out wide. We will confirm he's coming for Westside when we are sure. But that's a good ball over the top. And Kai George, who's switched wings for now, cuts inside. He wants to shoot. He really wants that hat-trick. He gets the shot away, but it dribbles into Seth Hutchinson's hands. But, I mean, once again, so open on that left-hand side. The fullbacks for Langley are not able to keep up with George and Anderson at all today, are they?
No, it's a good move there by Kai George, taking it down nicely and getting himself in a good position. Just didn't quite send himself for the strike. But I think he's going to keep on hammering down the door because he's desperate for that hat-trick.
Yeah, he is. And is that throw going to be retaken? Not quite sure why. Oh, there's another substitution this time for Langley. It's going to be it's going to be Charlie Bradshaw, who's been peeling out wide at the start of this one, who is going to come off. And he didn't really have a good day. It's Luca Lombardi who is going to replace him. Former Fulham youngster. He's scored a couple of goals so far this season, and he'll be looking to get into the game. Do you think he'll be looking to try and prove himself getting forward? Yeah,
absolutely. He's certainly going to be trying to link up with the forwards, do the best he can in the middle of the park because it's been difficult for Langley in there today.
Yeah, well, he's going to slot back into that midfield role and hopefully help shore it up a little bit for him, because most of the players gone through that midfield. And once again, Kai George is completely open, but he is offside this time. He has just strayed offside. It was a decent Langley line, but had he not been, every single time that one ball over the top is getting the wingers in. And it's going to be another deep kick for Hutchinson, who's not had the greatest of nights, to be honest, despite the penalty save. As he looks long once again. It's drifted out to the left-hand side, and it's well taken by Mathewson, who seems to meet every long ball, wherever it is. As they attempt to balance, good feet by the centre-back, Tant John. And he looks like he wants to go on another little run, but instead he plays it out wide, and it's a good ball. And it's going to be crossed in by McGarvey, and the goalkeeper comes out, and it's a good take that, because he had a few players running towards his own goal. Could have ricocheted off one of them. It was a save Hunt had to make, and you think he's going to be desperate for a clean sheet now when they're 5-0 up, cruise control. He won't want to ruin his perfect record, will he?
No, and he seems keen to get on the ball. He seems very comfortable asking for the ball to feet and trying to play out from the back. That's some good defending there from Langley.
It's a proper tackle, isn't it, from Fossey Hernandez, who then goes on a little run, and he wins Langley a free kick high up the pitch. So that was a rough tackle. You love to see stuff like that, even if you are 5-0 down. But it has, someone's down for Langley, and it doesn't look good. I think he might have been clipped by his own player. They're calling over the physios. I'm not quite sure who it is down. I think it might be Okwu, as the physio makes his way over. But what did you make? Do you think he got clipped by his own player?
Can't quite see. It's that right shoulder, isn't it? That's tweaked.
He's landed funny, and I can't confirm. I think it is Daniel Kone who is down. No, I was right the first time. It was Harrison Okwu. But he is feeling that shoulder, and it's not going to help playing with an injury when you've already been peppered so much down your side all game. It's a deep free kick which will be taken by the substitute Lombardi. See if he's got a decent weapon. And Mattiasson, you assume, will be the target. So nice ball in. And it's headed away by Foloronzo. And Lombardi opts to take the throw-in rather than get it back in the box. Which he will leave for Okru, so a chance for him to test out his shoulder. He looks for Mattiasson, who can't quite get the flick on, but it falls all the way to the back post where McGarvey is there. He brings it down. It's good shape from Fernandez, good body shape to force him back out wide and backwards. But Langley do still have possession of the ball with the skipper Armstrong, and he's going to come all the way back to Trent John. It's a poor touch from him that time. And it's won again by Ofosu Hernandez, who's stepping up and winning the ball quite well in the second half. It's eventually cleared by the Westside back line. So I think I'm seeing Joshua Penamo on taking that throw in now for Langley. Yes, I believe it was Joshua Penamo who came on for Mozzie. And he's started quite brightly down the left-hand side.
Through these substitutes that are really trying to make a point here, give manager Michael East a little bit to think about for their next game against Bedfont away.
Yeah, I'm sure after a result like this, you'll be wanting to prove you are capable of getting into a starting 11 because the manager's going to want to change things, that's for sure, whether it's the shape, the bodies on the pitch. A lot has to change because it's going to be another tough outing for them if they don't. And here is Penmo with the throw-in. And they're trying to go down that left-hand side, but Fernandez has been really good all game, and he's able to clip that one away. So we can see another substitution getting ready for West Side. Is it going to happen now? I believe it is. And it is number 8, the captain, Alex Ford, who a couple of assists, a couple of good crosses in. He got 1 assist at least. I think he might have had 2. He is going to make way for number 14, Bani Duada. And he's another tall man. So more crosses, more corners could cause even more danger for Langley with him on the pitch. But a good outing from Alex Ford, despite no more goals for him. He'll be a little bit annoyed that Kai George has kind of caught him up in the scoring chance this season now. As it goes out, I believe, for a goal kick to be taken by Sebastian Hunt. But yeah, what do you make of his performance today, Alex Ford? Captain's performance?
Yeah, really, really disciplined in the middle. Getting a couple of assists, as you mentioned, with the set pieces as well. So he certainly put in a very good shift.
Yeah, the set pieces are clearly a key part of his game. It's a good run forward by Foloronzo, but he couldn't quite get clear. And here's Kone trying to cause some damage. Just sort of lofted ball over towards the left-hand side, which is brought down well by Mattiasson again. And McGarvey's able to put through McCarthy. Oh, it's a poor touch out wide. And it's gone behind the goal. And that was a really good counter-attack play. Nice little 1-2 touch stuff once again. Mateus were winning it in the air, and a lovely ball through from McGarvey. But McCarthy, that first touch was where it went wrong, wasn't it?
Yeah, called it straight away there. Scott, it was the first touch from McCarthy. He's going away from goal after that first touch, and then he's off balance. It's easy in the end for Kirsten just to force him wide. And then there's absolutely no way that Owen McCarthy can try and slash that across goal.
Indeed. And that was Johan Kirsten on the ball, who now has the captain's armband for Westside, following the departure of Alex Ford. And here he is. I believe he has got a goal to his name. And he's looking, there's not complaining, there's no movement further forwards. But I mean, you're 5-0 up, lad, enjoy it. Enjoy the ball. They've had a lot of it. And here he is again. He's going to look forward again. He gives it to Foloronzo. A bit of a baggy pass, that one. But it's hooked out wide by Foster. And Westside happy to just keep the ball now, as you'd expect. Try and create a few more chances for a few more people to get their name on the score sheet. Fernandez to take the throw. Charlie Foster comes out wide. I've really enjoyed watching Foster in that position. Him and Alonso have linked together well, and that's the ball over the top from Foster, which isn't quite going to find his man. But we keep lengthening the midfield, and I've really enjoyed watching them.
They've been moving the ball around so nicely. In fact, pretty much everyone in this Westside team has been moving the ball around nicely. If it's out wide, if it's in the middle, it's certainly been a really positive performance, and hey, it gives them a real confidence boost going into their next few games.
Yeah, definitely. The more goals, the better. They build on their goal difference, and there's just another substitution. There is going to be no hat-trick for Kai George. He obviously had the chance to make it with the penalty, but he is off. And I believe it is Darren Nolan. It is Darren Nolan who has replaced him on this left wing. Kai George, I mean, you can't argue with his performance today, can you? One of the best players on the pitch, if not the best.
Yeah, he's been in the right places at the right times pretty much all day today. 2 really good finishes early on, particularly that second goal. I know he had a lot of time, but he still took it down nicely and hammered it into that bottom right corner. So no, a really good display from him.
And here's a chance as it comes out to him, straight onto the pitch. Oh, and his shot is blocked, Nolan, but he's going to get another bite at it. Sends his defender. It's a whip to the back post. But it's a poor header, which just ends up on the top of the goal. But straight into the action, Nolan. Do you think that was a case of a bit too early there? He couldn't quite get his feet sorted out, could he?
No, it's his very first touch of the ball, is it, for poor Darren Nolan? Couldn't quite get himself set, as you say. Trying to find that bottom right corner, but he was off balance. Did well to sling it in towards that far post, but there's a good opportunity for Westside, and I think if they weren't 5-0 up, they'd be frustrated with that one.
Yeah, they certainly would. But I mean, I thought he could have maybe tried to play it onto his left foot. But being so early, maybe he tried to cut onto his stronger foot, what he knew. But it was a good block in there. And like you say, he did well to get the cross back in the end. And a very dejected looking Hutchinson sends his team up the field again as he looks long. You can see the Astro bounce up with his kick. He has found a Langley shirt and he's been brought down, and it's going to be a free kick in the opposition half for Langley. Kone, who has also switched wings, that seems to be going on for both sides quite a lot today, wins that free kick.
Trying to create a different dynamic maybe there, Scott, with switching wings. I've got a feeling they might pump this one in towards that penalty area, so this could be an opportunity.
Yeah, I agree with you. Lombardi took the last one and did that. We know he's capable of some good things, and I mean, he's just about got enough space for a run-up, as he's going to, we say it every time, look for Mattiasen, I assume. And it's Armstrong as captain who gets the first header on it, and that's a poor header across from Nolan to put his team back in danger, but McCarthy can't quite get it. And now the goalkeeper's under pressure, but great composure again. I mean, you said it, Lewis, he likes the ball at his feet. I think he enjoys doing those little 1-2 touches between his feet to take it past the striker. It's about the third time we've seen it. And here come Westside on the counter-attack, and the cross is snuffed out by Penamo, who seems to have started a little bit better than Mozzie was doing defensively as Langley away. But what do you make of those cool feet from Sebastian Hunt?
I mean, it's composure, isn't it? It really looks so calm on the ball. And even the way he plucks out passes, just looks like he's so calm with it. So no, he's certainly had a good game in goal.
I mean, it gives a massive advantage, doesn't it, when your goalkeeper's just as comfortable as your centre-backs. It allows you to play around the back with freedom, like we've seen. As Florenzo just under a bit of pressure, and a miscommunication, I think, has led to them losing the ball, but a poor ball forward from Leighton Hill for Langley. It's just meant it's trickled into Sebastian Hunt's hands, and he's given the ball again at his feet. But they've been so comfortable playing around the back, and you can see why when you can trust your goalkeeper to take on 2 players at once and come out unscathed. I would be. And we're seeing the trademark long ball towards the winger from Johan Kirsten at that time. Nolan couldn't quite get on it. It was Nolan's poor header that put them under pressure there. Do you think he's just not quite settled into his game yet?
Probably not just yet. He's only come on for the last 5 minutes or so, but there's no real pressure on him tonight to come on and try and find a winner. This game is very safely wrapped up, you'd imagine, for Westside, unless Langley can produce something like a miracle, maybe, Scott.
Are you expecting a miracle? I'm certainly not.
No, I mean, I don't think so. Alan Sanchez coming off. He's had a very good game in left back.
Yeah, he linked up nicely down the wing, didn't he, Alan Sanchez? And he is to be replaced by Sam Canlin.
Frustrating for him.
And I mean, well, we're showing what Hunt can do with ball at his feet there with some nice kick-ups. As more problems for Langley as the captain is down. Armstrong has been so key to everything that, well, as little as there have been, everything that has gone right for Langley when they have been creating chances, but the final third product hasn't been there, and this will be a big miss for them, won't it?
Yeah, you don't want him to go off. I think he's going to try and marshal his way through the remaining... Well, no, tell a lie. The captain's armband's off. He won't be marshalling his way through the last 15, 20 minutes or so.
It doesn't look like it. I think he gave the armband to Lombardi there, the young lad. But as Hunt's still playing around with the ball at his feet, he loves it. A few kick-ups on the show from him there. Not quite sure whether he has gone off or not yet.
I imagine so. Sebastian Hunt must have had more touches than a few of the outfield players today. He's had the ball so often.
Yeah, those Hunt and his two centre-backs really have been just playing around with the ball practically the entire game. And I would agree with you there. And that's a dangerous ball to play on your own back line from Kirsten. But I mean, I guess it just shows the confidence they have in their ability to maintain possession at the back, because they've come out of it completely fine. But I mean, maybe that's some complacency as a large lead like this brings you. But I would not be happy with my centre-back playing a ball like that across the back line. That is for sure.
No, they just want to see this out now, make sure they keep a clean sheet. That's certainly got to be in the defender's head.
So I believe that was the Westside manager pretending to take the throw in there. He's obviously in good spirits. As Penamo looked for any movement at all. That's a poor ball back for him. We sort of had to lunge to even try and keep that one on the pitch. And Charlie Foster will take on three at once, and he can't quite get out of it. And it falls to Lombardi, and he's brought down in a dangerous area. It's going to be a free kick for Langley. And I think we can confirm that Joseph Connolly is on the pitch. I believe he has replaced Simeon Armstrong. And Lombardi, who has just won that free kick, is going to set up to take it. And I mean, he's been on the other ones. Do you expect maybe a little consolation goal here, a little bit of flair from the former Fulham man?
Potentially looked keen, didn't he? The second he was brought down, he was quick to go and pick up the ball. And I think he'll fancy his chances over this one.
He does look ready for it. With that green armband shining on his arm now, he'll be desperate to prove his worth. As he steps up, and it's blocked by the wall. It'll be out for a corner. He didn't quite get the loft on it that he would have been hoping for. But he'll take the corner nonetheless, as Kone once again hops over that sideboard to retrieve the ball. And Lombardi is now the designated set-piece man by the looks of things. And Kone takes it short. Back to Lombardi. We'll see the cross into the box. And it's flicked on and out the far side. Again, when they need to find Matthewson, they cannot. And it's another chance for Westside to counter-attack for Anderson. He can't quite squeeze the ball forward, but some good defensive work there from Lombardi to win it back. But it's just cannon off the hill. And once again, Langley are in trouble here, as Lombardi is still battling to win it back, isn't he? And that's Callum Reeves there, who is also one from Westside. First real chance for him. Here he is as he sprays it out to Nolan. He finds Anderson, who's been energetic all game. And his battle with Okwu continues to be won by Anderson, and it falls all the way through. And a sliding tackle. And it's a brilliant tackle by Penamo, who seems to have done well since coming on. But it was a really loose ball there. It never really seemed to fall for anyone. And that's some good feet from Kone running down the left wing. But as he plays it off, they once again lose out possession. But, I mean, no one seemed to want that ball across, did they, Lewis?
No, it seemed to stay there for a good moment. And just arriving in there was Callum Reeves, and goes down. But no, it's a fantastic challenge in the end by Josh Penamo. It was a brave one to make in that position too.
He's a brave one, but I think he's trying to get himself in the starting 11. But that ball across looked like it was a perfect position for the referee to score. Obviously, he can't touch it. And here is Charlie Foster, as we've said so many times throughout this game for Westside. And him and Folaronzo just calm that play down every single time they've got the ball. It must be fantastic to have on your side. Oh, and a little slip there from Candlin, but he's got it back now. He's played a nice little 1-2 with Duardo, who sends absolutely everyone. He can't find Anderson, and the ball across, he clipped? I'm not quite sure. I think it was a perfect tackle from Trent John. As you see him, they're desperate to get the ball back here of Foster Hernandez. But that was a lovely ball through there from Duda, who sent the man with a little drop on the shoulder. But Anderson couldn't quite reach it, could he?
No, it's a really, really clever reversal ball, but give credit to George Trangiani, just read the pass, and he won the goal kick as well from it.
Which will go long once again. And it's flicked on once again. And it falls to Westside once again. And it's back with Hunt. And that's a bit of a... Oh, it's a lovely clip from the goalkeeper. And that's a nice little outside the ball from Nolan, but he's still unable to find anyone further forward. It's lashed up from Langley. Goalkeeper's come out of his area. He's had to head it, Hunt. And here comes Langley with Leighton Hill. He's gone for goal. Oh, and Hunt's just got back. Has he got hold of it? McCarthy's challenging. And he's just about got away with it. He's quick to throw that ball away. He wants it as far away from his net as possible, but he had to rush out of his box to win the header. And brilliant pounce from Leighton Hill, just tried to catch him out of play. His back pedaling was just quick enough to maintain his clean sheet. But a scare nonetheless, wasn't it?
I think that ties in with the complacency that Westside just etched into their game in this second half. They need to just see this out and try and keep that clean sheet. Obviously, they're going to win the game, but a clean sheet would be absolutely massive for them.
It really would be, as Leighton Hill looks forward again. It's a bit of a loose header backwards, but Hunt, he's going to take him with his feet now. I was going to say he's a madman, but he has picked this one up. But I think his heart may have been in his mouth a tiny bit as he was rushing towards his own goal line there. But he escapes. And Foster will use him again here. I've seen Anderson drift inside quite a lot now for Westside. I think he wants a goal. But that's a loose pass. And that's a poor ball forward again from Langley. They're not taking advantage. It was Connolly there. Another one of the substitutes. Wins the ball back well. And then it's just a poor pass forward. And if you can't even find it into the final third, you're not going to have any luck. And Afosu Hernandez comes across to collect this one. He gives it to Hutchinson. It's another loose ball forwards. And Westside just seem to be taking their time here. He's put it wide. Was he onside? I'm not sure if he was onside, but Folaronzo had a chance to get his second of the game, and he was onside. It's going to be a goal kick. And they were taking so much time with the ball, Westside, just casually playing through. And how's he put that one wide?
Huge opportunity. I'm surprised the flag stayed down. I think it was Afosu Hernandez that was playing him on at the far side, but that's a fantastic opportunity. He's got another one here.
Oh, it's a poor touch though. Couldn't quite control it with his chest, but they're straight on it to win it back, Duda. And it's gone out wide again. Tries a little flip-flap there, but Panamo's been matching everything. And it's gone out for a goal kick this time. But Penamo has really improved or decreased the amount of chances from that side of things. But I can't believe... I think Florenzo himself might have been waiting for the flag, but he sort of fell over and has somehow stuck it wide. And that's when he's going to be in his head tonight. He could have had a brace. Not to be. Some good play here from Langley, though. Substitutions all have looked really lively coming on. And I think that's reignited the spark in Kone as well, who's now switched the ball out to Leighton Hill on this right-hand side. His cross is matched by the defence. A poor touch, and it falls to McGarvey. Oh, it's a great save. McGarvey, good quick turn. He's just desperate to get his shot out. But it's a fantastic save, isn't it?
That's really good by Sebastian Hunt. Just reading where McGarvey was going to put it, because the obvious selection is towards that far post, but he's tried to sneak it in at the near. Gets two solid hands to it, but he's got a little bit more defensive work to do now.
Yeah, I mean, as the game is coming to a close, he'll be desperate to keep this clean sheet, but it is another corner. An in-swinger from the left-hand side. It's headed off, and I think Coney's... it's a good flapping save from Hutchinson, but it's still falling loose. And it's a shot at the near post from McCarvey, but it's not quite there. And, I mean, I think Afonso Hernandez tried an acrobatic strike at the back post there, but it sort of bounced all the way across, and McGarvey will be happy to take another corner after that, which he will take himself. Another chance goes begging, though. That consolation goal. And he's put it deep again. Hunt's got his hands on it. He seems to... Well, he's had a much better presence from corners than Hutchinson has. It's going to be another throw-in for Langley, who are ending this match with a flurry.
Yeah, they absolutely are there. Scott, you hit the nail on the head. They're certainly having a little go. If they can find one, that will give them a little something to go into their next game.
As Okwo wins that one back and switches out to the left-hand side, where Kone is completely open. I think he's going to have a shot. It's blocked. Bouncing around. But Nolan will happily take that one all day of the week, and he gives it to his now skipper, who plays forwards. And again, they just look so calm whenever they're in possession, no matter who's pressing them down. They've got their routines, they know how they're playing, and they're able to get out of trouble. Langley seems to be having the majority of the ball now, but that's a baggy touch. Fossey Hernandez would have been sweating a little bit there. As Trent John looks to play in McGarvey, who has also been reignited in the second half, and he's pressed that one all the way to the wire, and he's still going, and I think that's going to be a foul against him. I think it might have actually been McCarthy, but I think that's a foul against him. But the referee's happy to let Hunt pick the ball up anyway.
I'll tell you what, I was sweating for Fossey Hernandez after that touch as well there. That was, I could tell, you could see the fear in that sprint forward from him.
Yeah, I think it would have been 6 as well. As Reeves has it down this right-hand side, and it's good feet to keep the ball, and that's what you want to see from a substitute coming into the game, especially as he's had a hard task going up against Penamo. But it's back with Kirsten once again, and it's a lovely ball through. Anderson just clips it around the corner. It's out to Nolan. Oh, and he just mishits the cross. I have to say, Nolan has not really helped in that final third today since coming on. But it's tough coming onto a game when you're so comfortable and you still want to prove yourself. But they are just seemingly cruising towards that final whistle with this 5-0 lead. And he's done well to play it back to his goalkeeper there. He's under pressure again. He's found a way out again, Anderson. He loves a little flick around the corner of the outside of his boot, doesn't he, Anderson?
Yeah, his awareness is so good, just knowing where he is on the pitch, knowing what's happening around him. He's been such a bright spark out on that left-hand side today.
Yeah, he really has. I think he's probably been my player of the match. I don't know if you'd agree with me.
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that front. He created the first 2 goals of the game, and it's been a problem since start to finish for Langley.
Yeah, barring that really poor miss from him. But he's not alone in that. Florenzo also had a Really poor miss. As Duda trying to get himself involved there, but he can't quite get his head on it. It falls to McGarvey. And it's cleared away. And once again, here's a chance for Westside to counter-attack. They've gone for the big switch to try and find Anderson, but it's easily brought down by Fosso Hernandez, who I wouldn't mind saying has had a much better second half. And I think that's probably contributed to the lack of goals conceded in this half.
Yeah, for sure. They've looked better at the back in the second half, Langley. They've moved the ball around a little bit better. Granted, Westside have taken their foot off the gas a little bit, but credit to Langley. Credit to this man on the ball as well, Luca Lombardi. He certainly looks good since coming on.
Yeah, even especially since, I think, getting the armband as well, which sort of been dictating the play, and it looks like he's wearing it with pride. But here come Westside again, and here is Nolan, and he's got a lot of space to run into. He's gone for goal. I mean, he's really desperate to do something today, but he's absolutely scuffed that shot. I don't know if he was ever going to score from there, but it was a brilliant run forward from him. Not quite one for the history books with that strike.
I bet manager Steve Walters is going to say, don't ever do that again, please.
No, I think he might have had a little laugh watching that. But... And here is Foster. He was unlucky not to get the man of the match award, to be honest, because he's been fantastic in that midfield. And here he is linking up nicely. He tries to play through the substitute, Bani Duarda, but didn't quite have the right pace on that forward pass. It's good battling again from the substitute Hill. He hasn't quite won the throw-in this time. And another attempt at a flick around the corner from Anderson. This one's unsuccessful. And then we'll keep hold of the ball. Oh, and it's a miscommunication from Fosso Hernandez and Oku there. And he's going to have to get back into position because right now Anderson is free. And we know his record against Oku in this half as he once again beats him, pulls the ball. Oh, it's by the keeper, and this time Alonso puts away his second of the match. And it's another stepping out of the back and losing possession with a poor loose pass. And Anderson has got the beating of Oku every single time. And it just fell to Alonso, and he'll be even more annoyed he missed that sitter about 5-10 minutes ago now, because he would have had a hat-trick, but instead it's a brace.
That goal really sums up the story of the game, to be honest. Dominant display from Westside, and they've really capitalised when driving forward. I mean, it's a really easy finish in the end for Alonso. He's so close in, he's harder to miss. And there's been a really dominant display from Westside today.
Yeah, we are in injury time, and I think Langley will be desperate for that full-time whistle now. 6-0. 2 from George, 2 from Alonso. Johan Kersen, brilliant header from out its fourth corner, and either Joe Robertson or own goal. But there it is. Full time is called. An absolute rout from the away side, West Side today here at Honeycroft in the Combined Counties League Division 1. And I mean, we expected it to be a rather dominant performance from them, almost an easy win if you like, but it seemed even easier than I was expecting, Lewis.
Yeah, it was dominant from start to finish from West Side. Their first goal coming in the 5th minute, their last goal coming in the 94th minute. They dominated throughout, and it was a really, really good display. So many individual performances that were real standouts. For Langley, it's going to be one to forget, and certainly one to put behind them.
Yeah, it definitely will be. And they really need to get this poor run of form coming to a closure. As the goalkeepers shake hands there, I was really impressed with Sebastian Hunt. He will be very happy to have kept his clean sheet today. I mean, we were talking a lot, especially in the first half, about that midfield and how the game was really won in there. They were just those 3 midfielders really impressed me today, especially Alonso and Charlie Foster. The way they play with the ball with such composure. And I mean, Langley looked dejected as someone's just thrown himself to the floor on the bench, but a dominating display, which Steve Waters will be happy about.
Yeah, they were dictating things, weren't they? And as we said, we noticed it very early doors. They were having so much success through the middle. Langley will may review this game and see what went wrong, but I don't think they'll be doing too much reviewing. I think they'll focus on their next game away to Bedford, try and put this one to bed. But they need to find some form soon, Langley, because it's not been a great run since August.
Yeah, they really need to get things going, or else they're going to keep tumbling down that table. And the goal difference has taken a battering today, 6-0. It could have been 8. We saw a missed penalty from Kai George. Or it could have been more than 8, to be honest. And Folaronzo also missed a sitter. They could have been fighting over the match ball, but instead they've both got braces. And I mean, I've enjoyed it. It's been a very dominant display from Westside. I don't know about you, Lewis. You enjoy it?
Yeah, enjoy watching that one. Always enjoy seeing a few goals, and we were treated to 6 today. So very much enjoyed that front.
We were, and it's full time here. Langley 0, Westside 6. They are up to second in the table, ahead of that game at the weekend, which we've been bigging up so much, as they've just leapfrog Belsen in the table. But thank you for joining us here at Honeycroft. I've enjoyed it. I've been Scott O'Neill alongside Lewis Henderson. And on this cold night, let's hope everyone gets home safe who was there. Thank you for listening. Finished Langley 0, Westside 6. Thank you.
Good stuff. Thank you.
Cool.
Okay, good stuff. Williams, get home safe.
Thank you.
Amazing.
You too.
See you later. Bye.
See ya. Bye.